All right, shalom, shalom. We're just continuing the live stream, dealing with this PDF file culture. Okay, we're just gonna continue it on recording regularly because the live stream internet is acting funny. All right, but anyways, like we said, man. Okay, this is a demonic. It's a demonic forces in their minds that make them to do these things. You know, that tell them that this is okay.
Read that again. This is Romans 1:24. Wherefore the Most High also gave them up to uncleanness through the lusts of their own hearts, to dishonor their own bodies between themselves.
Right, lust is what? Desire. The desire of their own hearts, which the scripture says that the heart is desperately wicked. Who can know it? It's deceitful and desperately wicked. Okay?
Right? Verse 25. Who changed the truth of the Most High into a lie,
Right.
and worshiped and served the creature more than the Creator, who is blessed forever. Amen. For this cause the Most High, Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, gave them up unto vile affections.
That's a vile affection. Okay? To lay down with a child, that's a vile affection. Okay, a little boy, a little girl, that's a vile affection. Okay, go ahead.
For even their women, they changed the natural use into that which is against nature.
Right, and this is why the Most High set up the standard in place. This is why he had it written down.
Yeah.
Okay, you deal with a woman at this time. Okay, a man should not deal with another man, period. Okay, it says mankind. The reason it was written that way in the English because they understood it was dealing with men in general.
Yeah.
Right? How Amalek tries to twist it with the Talmud, they try to say, nah, that's not speaking about a little boy. See how demonic they are in their head? Okay? So they're trying to pervert the words Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You see that? Go ahead, bro.
Verse 27. And likewise also the man, leaving the natural use of the woman, burned in their lust one toward another.
That's it.
Man with man working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error.
But an unseemly means what? Not convenient. It's not how it's supposed to be. In other words, man. Go ahead, read that part again.
Okay, it says man with man working that which is unseemly, and receiving in themselves that recompense of their error,
Right.
which was meat.
Right, which was an error, and they received the recompense, which a lot of times that's them diseases.
Yeah.
Right? The AIDS, the monkeypox, whatever the hell you want to, Most High got all kind of things for it. See what I'm saying? Oh, they get hepatitis and shit. Okay? They can't even hold their bowels no more. Because it's not supposed to be, you're doing something, you're out of order. That's out of order right there. Okay? So how much more they're doing that, they're defiling children. You see that? Because they got demons on it. So you really, there's no limit to what they might do. Good, man.
Verse 28. And even as they did not like to retain the Most High in their knowledge, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahushai gave them over to a reprobate mind.
Right, that's a reprobate mind. Okay?
To do those things which are not convenient.
Right. Matter of fact, let's look at the word reprobate real quick in that verse real quick.
This is the word reprobate in the blue letter. Okay. It reads Adokimos. It says, not standing the test, not approved, properly used. It says, unfit for, unproved, spurious, reprobates, that which does not prove itself such as is odd.
Right, because you got to filter your thoughts out.
Oh.
Okay, so when your mind is not proved, it means your mind is not tested and tried, right? Because you're not filtering out those wicked thoughts that you got in your brain. You got to filter it out. The elect, one of the main jobs that the elect has daily is filtering out the thoughts out of their mind, man. Rebuking wicked thoughts and so on and so forth, man. They're trying to adjust them and make their mind better so that their mind can stand the test. All right?
More worthless, cast away, rejected.
That's it. That's it, man. You know?
What?
Yeah, because it's void of judgment, man. It's a mind void of judgment. for you to say that that's okay, I'm gonna go do that, that means your mind is void of judgment, right? The scripture says that a man that sleeping with his neighbor's wife lacketh understanding. How much more you doing something? How much more you doing something like that? How much more understanding you got? How much less of understanding you have?
Good, man. So ultimately, the Lord delivered them into the hands of Satan. With Satan controlling these people, man. Right. The Father 8.
Come on, let me get this real quick first. This is Proverbs 16 and verse 4. It says, matter of fact, it's like in verse 1. It says, the preparations of the heart in man, and the answer of the tongue is from Yahweh. Okay, meaning what? He's the one that controls what man says and does. All the ways of a man are clean in his own eyes, right? Because your mind will deceive you to make you think what you're doing is right. You understand? You make an excuse for your wickedness. It says, but Yahweh weigheth the spirits, but the Most High, he's the one that's weighing to see whether it's right or whether it's wrong. So you have to go by his standard, not your own standard. Okay? See, people are trying to go by their own standard. Okay? Having itching ears, desiring to hear things that they want to hear that suits their lifestyle. You see what I'm saying? That was the whole thing with the Lutherans back then. When we go into that movie, The Tudors, going into the what's that, King Henry VIII, right? And even before that, that Lutheran doctrine was there before that, I believe. You know, but that whole thing was about the reformation of what they had set up as the church. Okay, which they were going off. The whole thing was off. Okay, the papacy, all that was off anyway. Those were not. The Most High wasn't dealing with them. But the fact of the matter is that the thing that a lot of those people that were following that Reformation doctrine, they wanted things to be more loose, so that they can live a more loose lifestyle. That's what it was all about. It wasn't about sticking to the scriptures. It was about that they can live a more loose and lewd lifestyle without judgment. That's what it was all about. Okay?
You got it, bro. Okay, this is the book of Ecclesiastes, chapter 7 and 29. Lo, this only have I found, that the Most High has made men upright, but they have sought out many inventions.
Right, they sought out many inventions, man. Okay? And what's some of those inventions? To go sleep with another man. Okay? Go sleep with a child. Those are all inventions in your own mind. Okay? That was not how the Most High set up things to be. That's not order. That's not order. First of all, when it deals with order has a process and a time. Okay? You don't just go from being a baby to running to being a sprinter. No, you got to learn to crawl. Then you got to learn to kind of take a couple steps. Okay? Then you walk slowly, and then you learn to run. And then you have to train to become a sprinter. Right? You can't just go and grab a young gal at whatever age and just deal with her at whatever age. No, the Lord put the process in writing of what you're supposed to do, man. And when you are able to deal with a particular woman. When they become a woman. Right? And we got people, Israelites, that get emotional based upon that. Because they're not dealing with the scriptures. They're dealing with their own imaginations, man. Which is wicked. And ultimately, they're following after the ways of Esau Edom. Okay? Because you go back to their hometown, guess what? They get down like that. Go to the Middle East, they get down like what the scriptures say. Because this is the old way. First of all, your grandmothers got down like your grandfather and your grandmother got down like that. Okay? You think they waited till they were 21, 23 years old to have a child? No, they were having children 15, 16, 17. But according to Esau, that's statutory raping. Right? So who are you following? You following Esau? Or you following the Most High Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai? We ain't following no damn Esau. Because Esau don't know, he doesn't know anything. And he's a damn hypocrite anyway.
He doesn't follow his own laws, his own legislations. You following the wicked, he doesn't even follow his own legislation.
The same ones signing the legislation, they're dealing with children.
Yeah.
The same ones signing it with the pen,
Yeah. Trafficking children.
they're going home and they got a child, you know,
On the screen or something.
or that they have for the weekend.
Right.
So you can listen to those guys. We're telling you the right way according to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Go read that, bro.
All right, this is the book of 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 36. But if a man think that he behaveth himself uncomely toward his virgin, if she pass the flower of her age,
Now the virgin, my shirt, look up that word virgin if that's but they go off in the Greek too though.
yeah,
But it might be Parthenos. But either way, it's dealing with a young woman. But, okay? But either way, that's dealing with a young woman, okay? Because a lot of times in the ancient world you were betrothed, sometimes they'll betroth them before the age of that they were legally a woman. Okay? In other words, before she has her menstrual. Okay? So they'll be betrothed for the purpose of uniting that family. Say, okay, I'm gonna betroth this daughter to this person, and she might be 9, she might be 10, okay, or she might be 11 or whatever. So he has to wait. Okay, he has to wait. All right. Go ahead. Parthenos, which means an actual virgin. Right. Okay. But like I said, the Greek, they go off in the Greek, it went off in certain places, but it doesn't matter. For this particular instance, it doesn't matter. For this particular instance, it would be a Parthenos because he's reassuring it's the Most High Himself reassuring a man in that situation that he's not doing anything wrong. Why? Because I'll tell you why. Because I'll say this: that was taboo back then to deal with them too, like before they developed. You see what I'm saying to you? That was taboo. That wasn't like something that like every dude not because you want to see them, develop anyway, right? Which would happen when around like 16. 15, 16-ish. Okay, they start to get up there. All right, the breasts start to come out, the body start to pop out. You know what I mean? For most of them. But then you have exceptions to the rule, right? Which Mary might have been an exception to the rule. Okay?
Go ahead. All right, so verse 36, I'll read it again. It says, but if any man think that he behaveth himself uncomely toward his virgin, if she passed the flower of her age.
Yeah, because they were emotional back then too. I don't know. Yeah? Go ahead.
If she passed the flower of her age and need so require, let him do what he will. He sinneth not, let them marry.
He sinneth not, let them marry. And marry, what's consummates marriage is sex. Okay? And what's the flower of her age? That's dealing with the menstrual cycle. Okay? Go watch those ancient movies. They'll tell you that, man. Okay, that when that happens, okay, you become a woman. They tell the daughter, the mother will tell the daughter, you become a woman now. Okay, you know what I'm saying? That's the reason why they call them teenagers. They call them young women. First of all, that invention of a teenager, that's for the Western system. That was an invention. That didn't exist in the ancient world. Matter of fact, there was an article on that dealing with the invention of the teenager. That didn't exist before, man. Yeah, that didn't exist before, man. Go ahead, bro.
This is Jeremiah 6:16.
Because they had the mind state of grown people by that time. They didn't have the mind state as the people of the children of the young people today. They baby them up until the point they're flipping 25 years old. They're still playing video games in their mom's basement. Not working. Right? In the ancient world, you had to have the mind state to lead to run a family.
Yeah.
To be industrious, to put a good name on the family name. You understand what I'm saying? It was good.
Once a child was 12 years old, you had to work. You became a man, you had to start working.
Before that.
Even before that, yes.
You're working from before while you were in your mother's house. Well, that's why the law is there about if my son is late, if your son is lazy, and he refused to work, you can put his ass to death. See, you got Israelites that'll get emotional behind that too. Because you guys are westernized, you are American Israelites. You're American, Canadian, you're UK Israelites, man. You're not Hebrew Israelites, you're not ancient. You don't have the mind of the ancient men. You have the mind of You have the life of an Edomite. Yeah, the mind of an Edomite, man.
This is Job 8 and 8. For inquire, I pray thee, of the former age, and prepare thyself to the search of their fathers.
Yeah, prepare yourself to search your father. Prepare them with the ways. How would your fathers live? How did your fathers conduct themselves? What was their mindset towards these things? You know? We have the mindset of the ancient men. We could go to the ancient world and we would agree with King David in them. You guys will go to the ancient world and you'll just, I know that David. I don't think that's right. Because you're fucking emotional, man. Okay? You guys are weak in the spirit, man. Go ahead, man.
Jeremiah 6 and 16.
Did you just take her? I don't. Did you ask her permission? Well, Michael was already, she was already dealing with that guy. Did you have to lock her up forever?
I'm not gonna be really sure.
Because you guys don't have the mind of the ancient men. You guys have the mind of the modern day metrosexuals, man.
Yes. Jeremiah 6 and 16. Thus saith the Lord, stand ye in the ways and see, and ask for the old path, where is the good way, and walk therein,
Right.
and ye shall find rest for your souls.
So the old path is what? The good way. The old path is the good way. Not this way. Alright? The old path is the good way, man. Okay, go ahead.
But they said, we will not walk therein.
Yeah, but they said, we ain't walking in the old way. That's not right. Now, we would, according to the penal codes of Canada, according to the penal codes of America, right? That's wrong. No, my mama always told me that was wrong because my mama said so. All right, so we can't have a serious conversation dealing with the scriptures with you. Okay? Because your mind is not right. All right, your mind is not right. All right. But anyways, so the Lord set up order on how to deal with particular things. So when you step outside of the order that the Most High set up, okay, that is wickedness. That is wickedness and it's confusion. It's confusion, man. The scripture says what? The Lord is not the author of confusion, man. You want to say something? Got a scripture?
This is Jeremiah 6 and 10. To whom shall I speak and give warning that they may hear? Behold, their ear is uncircumcised, and they cannot hearken. Behold, the word of the Lord is unto them a reproach, and they have no delight in it.
Yeah, the word of the Lord is a reproach unto them, man. Okay, they don't like it. Because first of all, they don't agree. They don't agree with the Most High. And secondly, they don't, which shows that they're not one with Yahweh Shai. The Lord said they are one as we are one, right? They're not one with Yahweh Shai, because to be one means to be in agreement. Okay, they're really in agreement with Esau. They're really one with Esau. Okay, we're in agreement with Yahweh Shai. We're in agreement and since we're with Yahweh Shai, we're in agreement with Yahweh. We agree with the judgments written in the scriptures. Right.
This is Proverbs 12 and 26. The righteous is more excellent than his neighbor, but the way of the wicked seduceth them. So our people are deceived. They're seduced by the ways of Esau. That's why they'll be okay with his ways and not be okay with the old path, the true ways of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, the instructions that was given us.
That's right. That's right. Something else? That's it, man. Yeah. All right. So they would. Yes,
yeah. So like you said, so if you don't follow the ways of Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, it's wickedness, and you're completely out of order. And Esau pushes this disorder. That's why they're moving on to they're changing. They're trying to make us more less sensitive to this whole pedophile thing. They're changing the definition of those that are attracted to. They're changing the definition of the pedophiles to the MAP, minor attractive persons. So like you said earlier, this devil works gradually. First started with the civil rights movement, and then also with the women's lib, then giving these rights to these homo, these moles, accepting the marriage, allowing them to marry, and now it's moving on to dealing with young children, man. You know.
And a lot of this wickedness stemmed from an Edomite named Alfred Kinsley. They dealing with the PDF stuff. Okay, Alfred Kinsley, man. He was a big proponent of that, man. See, now Satan wants to call me, man. Right. So that came from Alfred Kinsey, which was the father of the sexual revolution, and he was a fucking PDF file, and he would do experiments on children to prove that they have orgasms at 1 year old, or 2 years old. He would basically be fondling them and then popping them and doing all kind of foul acts to them. And then they'll make a movement, a particular move. They might move their leg in a particular way. They'll cry. They'll open their mouth in a way. See, that was an orgasm, and they'll mark it as an orgasm. You see? You see the foul minds of these Edomites, and it's funny. They use their science to justify their wickedness. Their pseudoscience, that is. Okay. So you devils got to pay, man. You Edomites got to pay for that, man. You see, and then you wonder why we say this place, America's gonna be destroyed, and Esau's going into captivity. All this shit gotta be answered for, man. You haven't answered for it yet, man. You haven't answered for it yet. You haven't been judged as a nation for this madness that you propagated in the whole earth. What you got there?
This is satanic panic. It goes into some of the researches they did on about sexual rituals.
Yeah.
But you were speaking earlier about how that's the form of magic.
Yeah, it's all part of the magic. Yeah, dealing with the children. That's a high part. That's a big part of witchcraft. It's a big part of their power on the left hand side. Even sacrificing them, and they got to make sure it's children because they consider children to be pure. Children are like innocent, in the sense of they haven't lived life, they don't know anything, they're humble, you know what I mean? They don't know what's going on. Okay, so this is what that witchcraft is. That's what gives them power on the left hand side. So they're not going to stop that industry because that's a big part of how they get their power through the left hand side. And even Aleister Crowley said that the biggest place to get power is through the anus of a boy. That's what they're all about. That's what he said. That's the biggest sign of power. Okay, and I believe that's what the all-seeing eye represents too. Okay,
like I said earlier, even the Jesuits, they have a sign.
Yeah,
it's like the sun. And apparently, it goes into the anus of a child, man.
Particularly, most likely a boy child.
Particularly
as a boy. Okay, because that's what they're into, man. Yeah. That's what Esau's into, and it's been like that even going back to Greece.
Yeah,
Greece, they had something called pederasty. Okay, where basically, in Rome they had it too. But anyways, it was like a culture of. You could see it on the wall, them popping little boys. They had little side pieces that were little boys and shit like that. Because that's a big part of Edomite culture. That's a big part of Esau's culture is PDF files. Okay, Rome, they had you had to do that. Like that was part of like being a man was having a boy side piece, man. That's why they call the Athenian boy lovers, man. All right, so hey, man, that's the man of sin for you, man.
This is Ephesians 5:12. For it is a shame even to speak of those things which are done of them in secret.
That's right, brother. Let's get 2 Thessalonians 2.
This is the book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 8. It says, and then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume. I thought you wanted to start 4. Okay. He said of verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Son of perdition. What does perdition mean? It means destruction.
Who opposeth and exalted himself above all that is called the Most High, or that is worshipped, so that he as the Most High sitteth in the temple of the Most High, showing himself that he is the Most High.
That's it. That's Esau Edom, man. Okay? Right? He's trying to be like the Most High, right? By all the things that he's doing. But the thing is, he gets his marching orders or his commandments from the left-hand side. He thinks those demons are going to help him accomplish that. But those demons work for the Most High through Satan, because Satan works for the Most High. This is what you Edomites don't understand. This is what you elites don't get.
Verse 6, and now you know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
What does it mean the mystery of iniquity doth already work? The Romans were already in power, and those are Edomites. That's the wicked, man. The wicked was already in power, man. And you see how wicked the Roman Empire was. The Roman Empire was extremely evil, man. Caligula, all them freaks, man. That was rulers, man. Sleeping with animals and their sisters. And these are freaks, man. I don't see no account. I haven't heard any account of Xerxes doing that shit. Xerxes liked women. Xerxes had a harem of women. Right? Nebuchadnezzar, he dealt with women. Yeah, they did these certain foul acts, but it wasn't on the level of the Edomites when they came into power as the Greeks, man. It was not on that level at all, man. And then when you fast forward, when they went down and dealing with when that great chain was on them, while we were ruling in Europe for 1,000 years, then when they started to come back into power, they had families like what, the Borgia family, man. Which those were a bunch of thugs. Those were a bunch of thugs and gangsters, man.
They were known as the first crime family.
Those were thugs and gangsters, man. They were known to poison people.
Yeah.
They bought their way into the papacy, man. Okay, to break deals. They don't listen, man. This is the wicked, man, trying to show you. And they found their way up into power because the Most High, had to make prophecy come to pass. Okay, the Most High had to make prophecy come to pass, man. Okay. So Esau had to weasel his way in there. So the Lord sent the Black Plague, which took out like 2/3 of our people back then. And then we had our people intermarry with these Edomites. So they married into nobility, man. They were never noble. Okay?
Verse 8. And then,
even their daughter, Lucretia, I believe she married, that probably was an Israelite. Probably. Okay, I believe they said he was a Spanish Jew or something like that. He was of Spain, of a royal family. Well, most likely that was a Jake. Right, but she was a damn Edomite because Jake likes Edomite women. Okay, even now Jake likes Edomite women, right? Okay? Tell me you don't like Edomite women, come to Montreal, right? Come to Montreal and tell me if you don't like, I don't know, they don't have ass. Well, that's a myth, brother. That's ain't listen, this is 2023, bro. Them Edomite women got bigger, nicer asses than Jake women. Okay? I'll show you that right now. Because the Most High, first of all, he's giving them ass and then they're going to cultivate it. Trust me, bro. Trust me. Okay? But anyways, yeah, so Jake is into Edomite women, right? Okay? Jake is into Edomite women. Right? And Edomite women are into Jake. They're into Jake, man. Okay? Good.
Verse 8. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming.
Right. And shall destroy with the brightness of his coming, man. Alright, so when he comes back, he's coming back to take these Edomites out of power, man. Okay, so we can set up a righteous society in the earth, man. Okay, because right now it's nothing but wickedness being developed here, man. Nothing but evil. can't, and it's not, and all it's doing is increasing. It's not slowing down. It's not, it's not dropping 1% every year. No, it's going up multiple percents, man. He said when we watched the movie, he said that that it went up like the 5,000%, man. Online, the online child thing, that went up like 5,000%.
It should be an outcry. It shouldn't be just a movie coming out telling you about this man. Everything, the world should stop.
Right.
Trafficking children.
Right. Look at how the world stopped for C-19.
Right.
Why didn't the world stop for this?
Right. It says, even him, verse 9, even him who's coming is after.
Well, I'll tell you why the world didn't stop, because they would have to go. They'd have to go in the cell themselves. They have to go. They have to put on the cuffs and go in the cell themselves, because this is all these elites are into this shit.
Yeah, they're responsible. It's like verse 9. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders.
Right.
And with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved.
That's right. That's it, bro. So I mean, you got some else, bro?
This is the book of Psalms, chapter 64, and verse 1. It says, verse 2, so I can hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, from the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret, that the perfect suddenly do they shoot at him and fear. Now, verse 5 says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of lame snares privately. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep.
They think deep upon their wickedness, man. You know? It all starts with a thought, man. But they go deep into those evil thoughts. They go deep with it. You know what I'm saying to you? Like, you hear an evil thought, you rebuke it. You don't want to scratch the surface of that shit. But them, they'll go deep, and then this, that, then I'll go find a child at the park and you know, oh, we'll do that. Oh, we'll have a weekend, and their mind is sick, man.
It's a whole organization. It's a well-formed organization.
Right. It has to be in order for them to travel to have children in boat cargoes and shit.
Right.
That has to be orchestrated. Like, you have to have people in multiple sectors to orchestrate that shit. Right? And then the police don't ever find nobody.
Come on, man. Nobody's checking the craters, the cargoes. It should be investigation, man.
No, that's it, bro. But then the police don't find nobody. Because guess what? His boss's boss told him, yo, let it go. Right?
Yeah. That was the same thing. Let it go.
800,000 kids a year. What's that about, man? How is that possible? How is that possible? How does that happen?
What's that show about the going to the mind of the killers, the serial killers?
Oh, right.
Netflix.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Anyways, with the second season, they basically go into children being kidnapped, and then so once the guy goes in too deep, they told him, listen, man, you gotta stop, So it was Israelite kids being gone missing, I forgot the name of the show.
Is it a show or a movie?
It's a show. The show with the guy that goes into the minds of the different serial killers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Then his boss told him to stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, his boss said,
That's
okay, we can't.
Second season.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. See. But that's evil. That's evil in itself, right there. All right. Because they'll lose their job if they continue, because the elites are behind all that shit. They're with all that shit. You could go for the drug dealer. You can go as deep as you want with the drug dealers, but don't go deep with that. You can go as deep as you want with these Hebrew Israelite cults, as they would call it, but don't go deep with that.
Mind hunting.
Yeah, right. That's it, exactly. All right, you got something else?
No.
All right, so anyways, pretty much that's it. All right, we're gonna close up, man. Brothers can go see that movie. I mean, it shows you what we already know, but the thing is, they didn't go deep enough. Yeah, they didn't go deep enough, man. But the next movie is Oppenheimer, man. Brothers gotta go check that Oppenheimer out, man. You know what I'm saying? With that, I'll say we'll give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Makakagosh, the last to the apostle, elders, great millstone. Shalom to you, Akim.